Rising bread prices in Egypt has sparked a widespread concern as millions in the country struggle to make the ends meet. With more than 70 million people relying on subsidized bread as a staple meal, the recent price hike has significantly impacted the most vulnerable segments of society. A fallout of over-dependency on imports even for the basic commodities not just in Egypt but in the entire global south is being highlighted by this report and by what's happening in the country.
A quadrupling of the price of subsidized bread has made it harder for millions of Egyptians to get by. Gamal Ahmed, a 64-year-old pensioner, struggles to make ends meet while facing a rising wheat import bill. The price of subsidized small loaves of flatbread increased for the first time in over 4 decades.
Regarding the increased cost of the bread loaf, which previously sold for 5 piastres, someone who buys the 10 loaves will still buy the 10 loaves after price increase, but instead of buying the 10 loaves for 50 piastres, he will buy it for 2 Egyptian pound. So for him, he paid more. We can't handle any more price increases. There is still gas, electricity and water bill. All prices are rising.
More than 70 million people out of 106 million population of Egypt depend on these loaves as a staple meal, and for many it's the only meal. The significant rise in the bread prices across Egypt has been triggered due to rise in international prices of wheat, devaluation of currencies and the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. The country, which relies on 60% of wheat demand through the imports, has been hit largely in recent years. The decision to increase the price of the bread had been repeatedly put off in the past because of widespread poverty in the country. In 1977, price hikes led to riots, forcing a reversal of bread price rise. In 1988, the price of bread was set at 0.05 piastres or about 7 US cents and remained unchanged until the recent increase. Today, the government continues to make ongoing efforts to manage subsidy costs and eligibility. The price rise has hit majority of the population in the country, where the minimum monthly wage is $126.
Of course, the price hike impacts me. The prices are already affecting me financially. We are barely making it with the current situation. We just rely on God. I try to find a side job to add to my salary. This is the only way to survive. Otherwise, you can't make a living. Of course, the salary itself will not be enough, and even with it won't cover the increasing prices.
Bread is crucial for Egypt's 106 million people, with 60% living near or below the poverty line. On June 1st, the price of subsidized bread witnessed a 4-fold increase. Meanwhile, prices have also increased for bread sold in private bakeries over the last 2 years. As Egypt grapples with rising living costs and economic challenges, the government's efforts to balance subsidy reforms with the needs of its population remain a critical and delicate task. This situation mirrors broader struggles in many nations, highlighting the need for more efficient supply chain networks and focus of self-reliance in basic necessities to protect the vulnerable communities of the Global South.
That's it in this edition of Voice of the Global South. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available both on Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. You can also connect with us on Facebook, X and Instagram. Also check out our website ddindia.co.in. From my entire team, goodbye and keep watching DD India.